David.
I think the momentum totally has shifted over the weekend. Ted Cruz won more delegates out of the 4 states that were contested and is definitely within striking distance. If Marco Rubio wins Florida, he could catch up as well. It's a longer shot, but Trump's momentum has completely shifted as people start to realize exactly what type of a candidate he would be.
Morgan?
Good morning, Senator Brown. This is Morgan. One of the things that you and I have talked about here at Fox is how the party's nominee has to bring the party together. Both Mitt Romney and John McCain going into their general elections, the party was fractured, clearly not the way it is now. But tell me, what can Donald Trump do now to bring the party together if he's going to be the nominee? What should he be doing right now?
I think he's starting to do that by talking about what we will lose if, in fact, a third party develops and/or we don't come together as a party. And I've said, and others have said many times, listen, regardless of who it is, we've battled for over a year. We do now have a nominee, and we have a very real choice. Either you're a Republican or you're not. And by the way, with respect to the Club for Growth, news alert, not everybody's a conservative. That's why you're having a broader base for Donald Trump, and that's why I think you'll see a broader base in the general election for him. You'll get those Reagan Democrats who are basically waking up again because the Democratic Party is so ultra-left and radical. They're coming back. You have the independents, the moderates, the people who care about the fiscal and financial issues and our national security coming back, and you have a good wide swath of Republicans. And you know what's interesting, listening to the debate, you played a clip earlier, isn't it amazing that they didn't talk about our national security? I think the #1 issue affecting our country. So when you're talking about putting up Hillary Clinton versus Donald Trump, Ted or Marco, we are just so far ahead on those very important issues affecting our daily lives when it comes to our national and world security.
Yeah.
David, this is John Bussey. You know, we have a populist candidate in Donald Trump. He has also said that he's pretty flexible. He'll kind of change his views as time goes on. Are you convinced that this man who talks about a 45% tariff against China might not drop that kind of language and become a more palatable conservative leader in your estimation?
I think we can't really tell which of his pledges Trump will change. He might also drop his very good tax proposal. It's very clear that what Donald Trump believes is he can bully his way into cutting deals with whoever's in power. And I don't think that the country will benefit if he cuts deals with Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and the Democrats. He's not going to lead in that type of direction. What's more important is he ultimately will be much more divisive than either Ted Cruz or Marco Rubio, with large swaths of the public saying Donald Trump is against people who are not like him. He bullies people, and what we need is somebody who can unify around, yes, a conservative agenda that says America needs to change.
All really good points. But, you know, it's worth debating what's happening right now. And this includes Club for Growth spending this $2 million on anti-Trump ads. This includes what Mitt Romney did on Friday, coming out and basically calling Trump a fraud, all at the time that actually people want Trump to be where he is. I mean, look at the numbers. He's at 49% in a CNN poll. So how do you justify this pushback when actually you see so much support from polling based on what voters are doing, David?
No, a very good question. What I think Marco Rubio put it very well in the debate, 2 out of 3 Republican voters in these primaries and caucuses don't want Trump. They realize he's not a good representative of our party, and because the field split, he's been winning several of the races. That's now starting to shift as they're saying we have to consolidate and show we need somebody else other than Donald Trump. So I don't believe that most of the Republicans really want him.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens then. Yeah, go ahead, Senator.
Maria, first of all, with regard to the Donald getting 1/3 and everyone else getting 2/3, you got 4 great people running, so obviously the numbers are going to be what they're going to be. That being said, we have an opportunity, and I asked David and everyone else at the Club for Growth, if it is Donald Trump, then what? Oh, are you going to write in somebody like Mitt Romney? Well, then Hillary Clinton's going to be the president. And everything that the Club for Growth and all the conservatives believe in is down the drain for another 4 to 8 years. And when you talk about divisiveness, this president has been the most divisive president in the history of our country. I'll take Trump, Marco, Ted, or Kasich over him any day of the year.
I mean, do you concede that, David? I mean, what you're doing may very well just hand the election over to Hillary Clinton?
No, I think actually what we're doing has the greatest chance that Republicans will nominate somebody else, and the polls show both Rubio and Cruz can have victory. They can beat Hillary in the fall.
All right, let me just switch gears for a moment, because this morning, Senator, we are remembering the life of the former First Lady, Nancy Reagan, who passed away yesterday. You've spent some time with the former First Lady, Senator.
You know, I was able to give the 100th birthday celebration speech and had a wonderful lunch with her after and asked her directly, listen, what was the relationship between Tip O'Neill and President Reagan? And she took off her glasses, she looked me right in the eyes, says, you know, they loved each other like brothers. And when Ronnie was shot, there's no one who was more concerned aside from Tip O'Neill. He ended up in his hospital room, reached over and gave him a kiss on the forehead, and they recited the Lord's Prayer together. So I found that fascinating, as well as a bunch of other stories. And what a classy, classy lady and a classy family. So obviously dearly missed, and she's going to, you know, where her husband is after a long journey.
Such an elegant woman and really an icon. Former Senator Scott Brown, David McIntosh, good to see you both, gentlemen. Thanks so much.